Yo, what's up guys, Kai here, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VI using no Magicite. Last time we left off with a decisive battle against Vargas, the man who betrayed his own father, attacked our party, and now has his sights set on Sabin, who arrived to not only help us out, but to avenge Master Duncan's death. So let's do this! With another tutorial boss fight. This time, however, we'll be learning how to use the Blitz command with Sabin. And this is also a scripted fight. If you don't use Blitz, then it is impossible to win, because you'll never deplete Vargas' HP before the timer over Sabin's head reaches 0, which if it does, he dies, and it's game over. So basically all you want to do is select Blitz, and then when the little finger pointer is next to Sabin, you want to input a specific command, kind of like a fighting game. And you want to go left, right, left, A. And in doing so, you will rip off E Honda's special attack from Street Fighter and win the battle. And I'll explain this in more detail after this cutscene plays out, don't worry. What do you mean he already taught me that? That's my first Blitz. Do you even Blitz, bro? What, no rewards? Disappointed, game. Yeah, unfortunately, this is during that time period where Square Enix didn't like to give experience for bosses, but oh well. Brothers are reunited. Bodybuilder who strayed from his gym? Come on, Woolsey, I don't think Final Fantasy has gyms. At least not until Part 8. Well, maybe FF7. Yeah, there was a gym over in the Wall Street Market, I remember now. Wait, how do you know where the returner hideout is? Yeah, that is true. Of course, we'd love for you to join our party. More party members! Yeah, I couldn't resist. And with that, Sabin has joined our party. Hell yeah. Really good character. Okay, so first things first, I want to give the buckler to Locke because the Mithril Shield is going to be the best in slot item for Sabin for like 80% of the game. And normally I would have given him a Plume Tat, which is why I bought an extra one back in South Figaro, but since we got the bandana, well, may as well use it. Being a monk, Sabin's defense is a little bit on the low side, which we can't really tell now, but eventually that will become a glaring issue. And you want to have him in the back row, because his special command, Blitz, does not base its damage on his weapon, or him being in the front row. So he's another character that can just hang out in the back row and deal tons of damage. So looking at the Blitz command here, it's, like I said, it's kind of like a fighting game. You just input a command and you press the A button, and if you do it correctly, he'll execute a special attack. So the first one we have here, Pummel, just a physical damage dealing attack, but it cuts through an enemy's defenses, so that's pretty handy against enemies that have damn near impregnable defenses. This is the Aura Bolt attack. It's a magic-based attack that is holy elemental, and that is one of very few ways to deal holy damage for quite some time, and that's going to be very useful, especially in this LP, where I won't be able to use Magicite to learn holy. And this is Suplex. It's a single target physical attack. However, it suffers from split damage if there's more than one enemy on the screen. And I don't know why, because it only attacks a single monster. And what split damage is it's the same thing when you multi-target a spell. It cuts the effectiveness in half. Same thing with Suplex. It'll cut the damage in half. So if you want to use this to its fullest, make sure there's only one enemy left on the screen. So let's continue onwards. Show off some more blitzes, because that's what Sabin's going to be doing for pretty much the entire game. Well, for most of the entire game, I should say. So let's try Aurabolt. Shinku Hadouken! Wow, 700 damage. Get wrecked. Yeah, these guys are weak to Holy, by the way. That is just a taste of what's to come for Sabin. He is a very powerful character, if you know how to use him properly. But speaking of Sabin, now that we have him in our party, we have access to a special little cutscene back in South Figaro. And you aren't required to do this by any means, but I'm going to backtrack there so I can show that to you guys, because it does wrap up the little Duncan, Sabin, Vargas side story a little bit. So I'll just take a minute to go back to town and meet you there. Okay, we're back in South Figaro, so let's come in here and talk to Duncan's wife, see how she's doing. Well, hate to be the bearer of bad news, Mrs. Duncan, but oh, did he now? Yeah. The way Sabin learns more blitzes, I should probably go over this, is by leveling up. At level 15, he gets his next one. Then I think the next one is level 21 or 23, and then 30, and so on and so forth, until he has all of them. Except for the last blitz, but I'll go over that when we get there. Wow, you've been training for 10 years and you only know 3 blitzes. Okay, that's all we can do here. Yeah, there's no reward other than character development and resolution to the story arc. So what I'm going to do now is rest up at the inn and backtrack all the way back to where Sabin joined our party. So, meet you there. Alright, made it back here, safe and sound, and along the way, gained a few levels, so that's nice. Alright, moving on. Almost out of this place. But before we leave... Game? It's one step away. Well, you know what? Let's show off Sabin's Suplex. Let's see, X, Y, down, up, A. Heyo! I wish I could pick up a woolly mammoth and body slam it like that. That's amazing. Yeah, 400 damage, not bad. It's a little stronger than Pummel. So, like I was about to say, this screen here is home to a unique enemy formation that you can only run into here. And I don't know why exactly that's the case, but this is it right here. Brawler, Trilliums, and Vaporites. Not that it's really crucial to anything in the grand scheme of things, but if you care about that sort of thing, you may want to take a few minutes to encounter these enemies. Alright, let's head to the Returner's Hideout, finally. Now I know what some of you might be thinking, Kai, was it really worth going all the way back to South Figaro just to talk to Duncan's wife? And the answer is no, it's not. But it's there all the same. Wish I had an automatic sub-machine crossbow device like that. That'd be amazing. Ah, here we go. It's a little hard to miss this entrance here. It kind of blends in. I know I've passed it up before when I was a kid. I like this music. I don't know what kind of music it is, but it's catchy. Let's not follow him. Let's come over here and get a green cherry. That will cure your party members from the imp status, which we have yet to encounter. but we will. Okay, definitely save your game here. Before talking to this guy. This is Bannon, leader of the Returners. Well, I wouldn't say she can talk to espers. Last time she came in contact with one wasn't exactly a conversation that they had. No, that's just a vicious rumor. I wouldn't believe it. Bannon certainly has a way with the ladies, doesn't he? What do you mean, stay where you are? No one's trying to leave. Reminds me of Pandora's Box. Yeah, it is a reference to Pandora's Box. There's no trying to deny that fact. I love Greek mythology. That was my favorite class when I was in school. Well, one of my favorite subjects. Greek mythology, Norse mythology, and the Arthurian legend are easily my top 3 favorites. I remember when I was in, I think, 7th or 8th grade, I read The Once and Future King by T.H. White. That is a really good book. I highly recommend it if you enjoy reading. Man, I need to read that again. It's been way too long. Hey Locke, what's up? No, you wanted revenge. That's the lesson for the kids. Revenge. That's not entirely true, Terra. I want your delicious booty duty. I mean, there are others who think that you're important to them. Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. Alright, well, let's go up here now, before we talk to the rest of our party members. Pick up an Air Lancet. That's a wind elemental dagger for Locke. True Knight, garbage. I'll just sell that as soon as I can. Tincture. That's not nice. Or, that's not too bad. Those are pretty nice, actually, because they restore 50 MP. And over here, we get the White Cape. One of my favorite relics, early on in the game. Because it protects you from Imp and Mute, and it increases your magic block by 10. And this is a good time to go over why Physical Evade is broken in the original and the PlayStation versions of this game. Because what the game does is, rather than calculate Physical Evade separately from your Magic Evade, like it's supposed to, and how your stats would make it appear, because Physical Evasion is broken, what the game does instead is it uses your magic block to calculate your total evasion. So if you ever hear me refer to evasion, just know that I'm talking about that character's magic block percentage, because that's the only stat that really matters. And because Physical Evasion is broken, you don't have to worry about your accuracy either, because the enemies don't have Physical Evade either. So being inflicted with darkness, never have to worry about it. The only time your physical attacks will miss an enemy is if they have the Vanish or the Clear status. And that doesn't happen very often at all. Now if you're playing this on the Game Boy Advance or your iPhone or whatever, then the physical evasion bug has been fixed. So you are going to want to keep evasion in mind when you're equipping your characters. Especially early on in the game, where physical attacks make up, well, practically all the damage your party takes. So any chance you have at dodging that is huge. It's one reason why the Guardian Dagger is good for Locke. Yeah, that is true. How do you recruit someone to join a war? I guess you could take that route and let her make up her own mind. So once you talk to everyone in your party, come talk to this guard, and you're given the opportunity to speak to Bannon. However, before I do that, I actually want to make a save state here because this can play out a few different ways. So first, we'll say yes, we'll agree to help out the returners. And by doing so, Bannon gives you the Gauntlet Relic. Allows you to equip a weapon with both hands, doubling the damage that you deal. It's just like the two-handed ability from Final Fantasy V. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry about the interruption, but the oven was done cooking my food, and I had to go take that out. I didn't want to risk burning the place down. Okay, so let's continue on here. We've agreed to help Bannon with his war against the Empire, so let's see what our plan of action is going to be. Yeah, how did the Empire acquire Magitech technology? Well, we can definitely assume that there is a connection between Espers and Magitech power, which is completely different from Magitech in Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. Well, not if we can do something about it, Edgar. Come on, let's go. We're the heroes, after all. Fight fire with fire. Veto? Can we veto that decision? That's not a good idea at all. Vixen Wedge got destroyed in a flash of light. Hey, alright. Wait, what? You're going to agree just like that? Uh-oh. Danger music. Or more like tragic music. Plop. What? Already? Oh man. Yeah, we need to get out of here. On the hum! What are you gonna do? You're just one lone thief. Who shall remain nameless. We're gonna get the hell out of here. That's what we're gonna do. Well, she has to. Who else is going to talk to the Esper? Dilly-dally, shilly-shally. Alright, now we could escape down the river like they just told us to, or we can see what happens if we decide to refuse Banon's offer. So, let's go see what happens. No, screw you, old man. I'm not gonna go on a suicide mission just for your cause. No! Fight your own war. Leave me out of this. No, and you can't make me either. Oh, it's not one of those but thou must situations. Well, don't worry, Terra. It's only the fate of the entire world on your shoulders. You got this. But yeah, say no to Banon 3 times, and you get a little bit of different dialogue this time around. Until this happens, where it plays out the same way as it does if you just say yes. So I'm just going to skip all the dialogue because there is one more thing I want to do in this episode, and we are pretty much out of time. And the dialogue is the same anyways, so... Well, that's weird. Edgar didn't do his angry emote this time. Wonder if that's because we didn't say yes to Banon? Huh. Okay, if you say no to Banon 3 times, instead of getting the gauntlet from him, you get a different relic this time. We get the Genji Glove. Allows you to equip a weapon in both hands. And if you ask me, that's the better item out of the 2. But what if you wanted to get the Genji Glove, but not feel like a cold-hearted bastard and say no to the returners? Well then, you're in luck, because I have good news for you. All you have to do is say no to Banon twice. And then before going outside to talk to him for the 3rd time, you just come up here and talk to this guard instead. And for some reason the game acts like you said no to Banon 3 times and you get the Genji Glove. So now you can go outside, tell Banon, yeah, I'll help you guys out, and you can not feel like an asshole. But before I do that, I actually forgot to show this to you guys earlier. Oh. Well, I'm not their maid. We're gonna leave it here. They can pick up their own trash. Okay, now let's say yes to Banon. You will? Really? I didn't think you'd help us. Never give up. Never surrender. You guys remember that movie? Unfortunately, even if you say yes now, you do not get the gauntlet. Okay, keep an eye on Terra's sprite here. What the? Who left this paper here? Did you see her laughing? Okay, and now from here on out, it plays out exactly the same as it does if you just say yes right from the get-go. So I'm going to call it quits here, guys, and when we come back next time, I will just meet you after this cutscene plays out. So until then, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Take care.